Picture this. It is a freezing night in January, and somewhere in your city, a team of volunteers is walking the streets with clipboards, counting how many people they see sleeping outside. That what night, once a year, becomes the number that shows up in headlines for the next 12 months. X numbers of people are experiencing homelessness in this city. And I want to be direct with you. That number is almost certainly wrong. Not because anyone is lying, not because volunteers aren't trying hard, but because of how the count is structurally built. So let's actually get into why. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to BData Solutions. If you are new here, my name is Barakatu. I am a data analyst, public policy researcher, and currently completing my PhD. Through BData Solutions, I help organizations like yours make better decisions with data. So let's talk about this issue. If you work in this sector and you are just someone who reads the news and wants to actually understand what these numbers mean instead of just repeating them, this video is for you. This is a topic I've dug into pretty deeply in my own research, so I want to walk you through the actual mechanics of where this number comes from, not just the headline version everyone repeats. So here how it works in the United States. That number is called a point in time count or PIT count. Once a year, on a single designated night, the volunteers physically go out and count how many people they see who appear to be experiencing homelessness. Mostly people visibly outdoors in shelters and places not meant for human habitation, like cars or abandoned buildings. On the surface, that sounds like a reasonable way to get a snapshot. And communities actually need to do this count to qualify for certain federal funding. So there is a real pressure to do this consistently. But think about what that method actually requires. It does require someone to be visibly present outdoors or in a shelter on that one specific night in the exact area a volunteer happens to walk through. Now, think about who that misses. Possibly a teenager who left an unsafe home and is sleeping on a friend's couch that night. A family living out of their car in a parking lot on the other side of town from where volunteers were assigned. And this one matters, right? A lot for the audience of this channel. Under HUD's official definition, someone staying temporarily with family or friends because they have nowhere else to go is called double up. Typically isn't also counted as homelessness at all, even though functionally speaking, they are homeless. And that is exactly where the count falls apart. It only ever captures the visible tip, which is the people a volunteer happened to physically see in the right place on the right night. Everyone who was indoors, somewhere unstable, staying with someone temporarily, or simply not in the volunteer's path that night, sits below the surface uncounted. Again, according to the National Homelessness Law Center, when you account for all of that, the true scale of homelessness could be anywhere from 2.5 to over 10 times higher than what the official count suggests. Let that sink in for a second. Not 10% higher, potentially 10 times higher. And I want to be clear, this isn't just an outside critic. Even the US Government Accountability Office has formally recommended HUD to improve their methodology. Organizations like the National Alliance to End Homelessness openly acknowledge the count's real limitations, especially for unsheltered individuals, youth, and families who are couch surfing rather than visibly on the street that one specific night. When the people closest to the system are the ones saying, "This is missing people," that is worth taking seriously. So, why does this matter? Beyond just wanting the number to be technically accurate. Well, because funding, policy decisions, and program budgets get built directly around these figures. If a city's count comes back at, let's say, 2,000 people, but the real number is closer to 8,000, the shelters, the outreach team, the housing vouchers, all of it gets sized and funded for 2,000. That is not a rounding error. That is the difference between a system built for the actual scale of the problem and one that is quietly underfunded from the very first budget meeting. Here is my honest take on this. It doesn't matter. Um, and it doesn't mean we throw the number out entirely. It is still useful as a consistent year over year benchmark. It means we read it as a floor, not a ceiling. The confirmed minimum, not the full picture. And if you are in this sector, it is genuinely worth explaining that distinction directly to your funders and your board, because most people outside of the field assume the reported number is a complete story. And that assumption alone shapes how much they think is actually needed. So, I will drop every source I use for this in the description below. You can go look at the original numbers yourself rather than just taking my word for it. And if this is the first video of mine you have watched, my very first one breaks down 3 outcome metrics that connect directly to this same undercount problem. I will link it right here in the description. So go check it for and I mean go check that one out as well. Let me know in the comment section what surprised you most about this. And if you want more of this kind of breakdown, please subscribe. I am putting out a new video on non-for-profit and public sector data every week. So stay tuned for the next one.